Hi, we'll be doing rule number 33, which talks about value supply in case of a pure agent. Now, first we need to understand what is the meaning of a pure agent. So let me put out an example to you and let me see what are your views or opinions on it. Let's say we are company secretaries. So we are the supplier of certain services. We have supplied a services to maybe a company or a person to incorporate their company. तो हम लोग किसी की company incorporate कर रहे हैं for professional charges. So we provided services of incorporation of a company to this recipient. Recipient would pay us certain charges. So let's say he has paid us rupees 30,000 as professional charges. Now the recipient also said that see, certain out of pocket expenses like to get the name approval we have to pay on the MCA side, certain stamp duties need to be paid, that you please bear that expense, I will pay you. So let's say the charges for the name approval and stamp duty is 5,000 rupees. The recipient gave 5,000 rupees separately and he said that you pay it at the MCA site or the ROC. Now question comes up, what is the value of supply? Whether we should take it as 30,000 or we should take it as 35,000. What do you think? Should we take it as 30,000 or 35,000? 30,000 is the services that we have provided for him and certain exact expenses to be paid while at the time of incorporation of company, we've taken that amount from him and he has kind of reimbursed the expenses of rupees 5,000. So now the answer is, if certain conditions are fulfilled, then the value of supply will be taken as only 30,000 and 5,000 rupees will be considered as an expenditure as a pure agent. Pure agent simply means when the agent is incurring the exact expenditure and not taking anything extra for incurring that expenditure, that we can say is a pure agent because he is not charging any additional consideration for that. So 5,000 rupees is the stamp duty and approval charges. You have received the actual amount, that is 5,000 and nothing more. In such cases, we will exclude such out of pocket expenses from the value of supply. Let's see. The answer is 30,000 provided certain conditions are fulfilled. So let's go to the rule and see what does it exactly say. So rule number 33 says value of supply of services in case of pure agent. It states that expenditure or cost incurred by a supplier as a pure agent. So here the company secretary is a supplier of services. It has incurred expenses as a pure agent. प्योर एजेंट मतलब हमें कुछ एक्स्ट्रा नहीं मिल रहा है, हम हमारा जो भी इनकॉर्पोरेशन का चार्जेस है वही चार्ज कर रहे हैं. Then such expenditure shall not be included or shall be excluded from the value of supply provided certain conditions are fulfilled. Now what are the conditions we need to see? So there are three conditions. First thing, the supplier is acting as a pure agent when he makes the payment to this third party. So the supplier, that is the company secretary, is acting as a pure agent. He has clearly said ki this I have to pay to the third party. So whatever charges are to the third party, you give me, I'll give to that third party for this services of paying to that third party. We are not going to charge you anything extra. Second, the payment made by the pure agent has been separately indicated in the invoice issued by the pure agent to the recipient of the service. So जो भी हमने एक्सपेंडिचर किया उसका हम आपको रिसीट दे देंगे कि स्टैम्प ड्यूटी पे किया, देखो ये रहा, हम लोग ने स्टैम्प ड्यूटी पे किया, हमने नेम अप्रूवल लिया, ये रहा उसका 100 रुपीज, ये आप देख लो. नेक्स्ट, द सप्लाईज प्रोक्योर्ड बाय द प्योर एजेंट फ्रॉम द थर्ड पार्टी. सो थर्ड पार्टी के पास से हम लोग जो सर्विसेज ले रहे हैं, मे बी एमसीए के पास से सर्विसेज ले रहे हैं, आरओसी के पास से सर्विसेज ले रहे हैं, हम जाके खाली वहां पे पेमेंट कर रहे हैं ऑन द बिहाफ ऑफ द रेसिपिएंट एज अ प्योर एजेंट. प्योर एजेंट मतलब एकदम ही प्योर है, उसने कुछ भी एक्स्ट्रा कंसिडरेशन नहीं लिया. Of the recipient are in addition to the supplies he supplies on his own account, are in addition to the services he supplies on his own account. मतलब मैं जो तुमको प्रोफेशनल चार्जेस कर रहा हूं फॉर इनकॉर्पोरेटिंग द कंपनी, इन एडिशन टू दैट I am charging you certain expenditure which I am going to incur to the third party, and that exact expenditure I am going to give you the invoice. I am taking only that expenditure. This expenditure incurred as a pure agent is not to be included in the value of supply. Now, if we understand what you mean by the term pure agent is given in the explanation. So let's see. It says that 4 conditions are there for a person to become a pure agent. प्योर एजेंट क्या होता है? उस बंदा प्योर है, मीन्स ही इज नॉट टेकिंग एनी कंसिडरेशन. जितना एक्सपेंडिचर उतना ही तुमको इनवॉइस दे देने का, उतना ही कलेक्ट करने का रेसिपिएंट के पास से, थर्ड पार्टी को देने का. दैट इज इट. द सप्लायर ऑफ सर्विसेज इज नॉट गॉट एनीथिंग एक्स्ट्रा फॉर दिस सर्विसेज गिवन. सो पहली बात, एक अग्रीमेंट होना चाहिए टू इनकर दिस आउट ऑफ पॉकेट एक्सपेंसेस. सो पहले से ही अग्रीमेंट में लिखा होगा कि दैट आई विल इनकर ऑल दीज एक्सपेंसेस वाइल डूइंग माई वर्क. ऑल ऑफ दैट आई विल गिव इट टू यू डायरेक्टली. आई डू नॉट होल्ड एनी टाइटल टू द गुड्स और सर्विसेज सो प्रोक्योर्ड. सो ये जो सर्विसेज मुझे मिल रही है एमसीए के पास से, मेरा उसमें कोई भी कनेक्शन नहीं है. ना मैं उसको कुछ क्रिएट कर रहा हूं, ना उसमें मेरा कोई ओनरशिप है. इट इज नॉट माई सर्विसेज. आई एम एन एजेंट procuring services from a third party, and I do not have any interest, title, ownership in that services. So MCA की services independent है Ministry of Corporate Affairs की. Third condition, I do not use it for my own interest. So वो जो भी services मिल रही है मुझे, goods मिल रहे हैं, वो मेरे benefit के लिए कुछ भी नहीं है, वो सीधा आपको ही वो मिलने वाला है. It is for the interest of the recipient. So I am just acting as a pure agent. And I receive only the actual amount so incurred and nothing more. I'll give you a very simple example also of a pure agent. Now, for example, I appoint you to pay my electricity bill of rupees 7,000. I give you exact 7,000 and I say जाओ BEST में ये electric department में pay करके आओ. You took 7,000 and went and paid the electricity bill. You will be treated as a pure agent because you've not taken anything extra. There was an agreement between me and you that you will go and pay this extra amount, this 7,000 rupees electricity bill to the BEST department. You do not have any ownership in that electricity services. You did not take these services from the BEST for your own use. And lastly, you have received only 7,000, which is the exact amount. So in that cases, you will be treated as pure agents. There are these pure agents and there are commercial agents. Commercial agents charge services for procuring or making such kind of payments. In such cases, that will be added in the value of supply. Pure agents are those when they procure services for exact cost, give it the invoice to the client and do not take anything extra. Now, let's see one important point about reimbursement or out of pocket expenses. Now, normally rule number 33 says that if you fulfill all the conditions of a pure agent, then that amount will not be added in the value of supply as per rule number 33. If you fulfill the conditions, then it will be excluded from the value of supply. However, if the conditions are not fulfilled of a pure agent, then the amount will be included in the value of supply as per section 15, as considered as an incidental expenses or any other expenses should be loaded into the value. So in normal cases, it will always be added in the out of pocket expenses or in the expense that the supplier incurs. All as per section 15 are to be included. Unless you fulfill the conditions of rule number 33 and the person is acting as a pure agent, only then it is excluded from the value of supply. So we had seen the example also initially. I'll just take it up again, that there is a supplier like a company secretary providing services to the recipient for incorporation of the company. He charges 30,000 as professional charges and 5,000 rupees for name approval and stamp duty. So what is the answer now? Answer is, if the person fulfills the conditions specified under rule number 33, then this out of pocket expenses or expenses is not to be excluded in the value of supply, and value will be considered to be 30,000. However, if the conditions could not be fulfilled, then the value of supply will be taken as rupees 35,000. Clear? So it's very simple. This acting as a pure agent has a few conditions, and if we just go back to the conditions which are so important, let's see how many conditions are given. 3 conditions. Firstly, the supplier should be acting as a pure agent. What is pure agent? The definition is given. When he makes payment to third party. Second, that payment made by the pure agent on behalf of the recipient has been separately indicated in the invoice. So हम लोग जो recipient को issue कर रहे हैं invoice, उसमें हम लोग clearly बोल रहे हैं stamp duty का इतना अलग से है, registration charges का इतना अलग से है. And third, the supplies procured by the pure agent from the third party as a pure agent are in addition to the services he supplies on his own account. So what I normally supply my services, in addition to this extra expenditure is incurred. So if you fulfill these 3 conditions, then the expenditure or cost incurred by the supplier as a pure agent shall be excluded from the value of supply, as given in your rule number 33.